The obsession your person feels for you is not something that can be considered normal by any means. It is an all-consuming pull, a fixation that takes root in both their heart and mind. From the moment they recognized your presence in their life, something shifted within them. You carry a kind of energy that is not only rare but also magnetic, an aura that feels almost otherworldly. It is the kind of energy that makes people feel safe in your presence yet deeply curious about your depths. Your person has always sensed this uniqueness in you, and because of it, they feel a profound urge to protect you, even if they have not always shown it in the right ways. This protective instinct comes not from pity or obligation, but from a deep recognition of your value, your purity, and the quiet power you carry. Unfortunately, their actions in the past have not reflected that instinct. What they did to you was shameless, thoughtless in ways that now fill them with shame. At the time, they might have justified their behavior to themselves, perhaps convincing themselves that they were protecting their own heart, that they were doing what they needed to do. But now, when they look back, all they can see is how wrong they were. They feel disgusted by their own choices, by the way they allowed pride, fear, and ego to dictate their actions. If they could, they would do anything to reverse time. They fantasize about having a time machine, not for grand historical events or personal gain, but simply to go back to those key moments with you and choose differently, to choose love over fear, honesty over pride, and connection over avoidance. Their regret is deep and heavy. They regret letting this love slip away, not because it was convenient or because you were easy to love, but because you were worth holding on to no matter the challenges. Fear and ego blinded them, convincing them that vulnerability was weakness, that admitting fault would strip them of their dignity. But in the end, those very defenses became the walls that kept them from the one thing they truly wanted, you. Now, they sit with the pain of that decision. It is a pain that seeps into every quiet moment, a dull ache that sharpens when they think of your face, your voice, your laughter. They feel as though they have failed you in more ways than they can count, not only in the moments they hurt you, but in all the moments they could have chosen to love you better and didn't. Your silence now has become its own mirror, forcing them to face the truth. You are not reaching out. You are not making it easier for them to return. And in that stillness, they are confronted with the reality of just how much pain they caused you. Every day that passes without hearing from you only makes that realization more real, more undeniable. They long to break this silence, to cross whatever distance lies between you, but they know that before they can do that, they must acknowledge the full weight of what they've done. They want to apologize, not the kind of shallow apology that seeks quick forgiveness, but one that is honest, vulnerable, and rooted in genuine remorse. They want to speak their truth before it's too late, before life moves you further from them than you already are. They know, without a doubt, that they have been the cause of countless tears. They imagine you alone, crying in private, hiding your pain from the world because you are strong enough not to let everyone see. They see now how their actions and neglect turned into wounds you had to carry silently. And yet, in those wounds, something in you has grown, your resilience, your emotional strength, your mental clarity. You have become stronger, not because you wanted to be, but because you had to be. They admire that strength, even as they hate that they were the reason for it. The remorse they feel is not fleeting, it is heavy and persistent. It follows them through the day and keeps them awake at night. They replay the moments over and over again, trying to understand why they acted as they did, why they let fear have so much power over their heart. They think about the conversations they should have had, the moments they should have held on to you instead of pulling away. There is no part of them now that seeks to excuse their behavior. They take responsibility, fully aware that no amount of regret can erase what happened, but perhaps, if they are honest and brave enough now, they can begin to make amends. More than anything, they want to speak with you, openly, honestly, without the walls and defenses that once stood in the way. They can no longer hold back the need to communicate. The silence has become unbearable, and the truth inside them is pressing to be spoken. They want to tell you that they see the pain they caused, that they acknowledge every tear, every moment of doubt, every sleepless night. They want to tell you that you did not deserve any of it, that you were always worthy of love, care, and respect, even when they failed to give it. In their heart, they know they may not get the chance to rewrite the story between you. They know that time and wounds may have changed you, and that you may no longer want what you once did. But still, they feel compelled to reach out, not to erase the past, but to honor the truth. They want to give you the apology they should have given long ago, the one that does not ask for anything in return except the chance to be heard. And perhaps, if fate allows, to show you through their actions that they have changed, that the person who hurt you is not the same as the one standing here now, holding on to hope that it is not too late to make things right. You are, without question, the most important person in my life. The distance that separates us, though it may be only physical, has become far more troublesome and heavy on my heart than I ever imagined. At first, I thought I could handle it, that I could simply count the days until we were together again. But no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, my thoughts inevitably wander to you. I catch myself in moments of silence picturing your face, hearing your voice, feeling the warmth of your presence. This constant pull in my heart makes me want to close the gap between us and be by your side again. You have given me so much more than I could have ever expected from another person. You've shown me how to face my problems with courage, how to stand tall against the challenges of life without fear. Before you, I thought bravery meant facing the world alone, but you taught me that real courage is allowing someone to stand beside you. You've helped me realize that I don't have to go through everything by myself, that love and support can make even the heaviest burdens lighter. I find myself lost in memories of the times we've shared together. Sometimes, they come to me in quiet moments, like soft whispers in my mind. I see us laughing, walking side by side, talking for hours as though the world outside didn't exist. These memories are so vivid that they feel like dreams I never want to wake from. And yet, there's a bittersweet ache in them because they remind me of what I'm missing right now. There are times when tears of longing, of passion, of love, fill my eyes before I even realize it, simply because you are in my thoughts every waking moment and even in my dreams. I've never been one to romanticize love. In fact, I always thought love was more lament than joy, a thing that weighed on the heart rather than lifting it. But something about you changed all of that. Something about your smile, your kindness, your unwavering belief in me made me want to fall, not just in love, but in love with you. With your gentle encouragement and steady support, I began to change. I went from being a guarded, cold person who kept the world at arm's length to someone who could open up, someone who could trust, someone who could feel deeply again. When you entered my life, you gave me a gift I didn't even know I needed. You showed me the true meaning of love. Not just the kind of love that exists in stories, but the kind that lives and breathes through actions, patience, forgiveness, and understanding. And now, without you here, I realize even more how rare and precious that love is. Life, as it always does, keeps testing us. It throws challenges in our path, not just to measure our individual strength, but to test the strength of what we share. And yet, despite every obstacle, every mile that separates us, my dedication to you has never wavered. If anything, it has grown stronger. I've come to believe that the longer I am away from you, the more intense my yearning becomes, the more deeply I realize just how much you mean to me. Sometimes I think about what life would be like without you, and the thought alone feels unbearable. You have become such an essential part of me that I can't imagine a future where you're not there. My love, I don't want to live without you, and I don't plan to. I'm sorry for the times I've failed you, for the times I didn't respond when you reached out, like the text I ignored. That was never because you didn't matter, but because I was foolishly caught up in my own thoughts. Please believe me when I say that nothing will go wrong this time. I've learned from my mistakes, and I want to do better, for both of us. I want to honor these feelings, to give them the space and attention they deserve. I want to show you, in every way I can, just how deeply I love you. Because this isn't just love in the simple, passing sense, it's the kind of love that shapes a life, that inspires change, that makes a person want to be better every day. Even now, as I sit here pouring my heart into these words, I feel as though you're here with me. I can almost hear your laughter, see the way your eyes light up when you smile. I think about how your presence changes the air around you, making everything feel lighter, warmer, more alive. And I find myself speaking to your pictures again, not because I believe they can answer me, but because it makes the silence feel less empty. I know we will be together again, and when that day comes, I will hold you like I never want to let go, because I won't. Until then, I will carry you in my heart, in my thoughts, and in every decision I make. You are my constant, my compass, my reason. And no matter how much time passes or how far apart we are, nothing will diminish the love I have for you. So until the distance is gone, until I can hold you again, remember this: you are loved beyond measure, missed beyond words, and cherished beyond time. Always. Your partner never truly realized the depth of your commitment to the relationship. From the very beginning, you poured your time, energy, and emotional presence into building something meaningful between the two of you. You prioritized their needs, their happiness, and their dreams, often putting them ahead of your own without hesitation. Every choice you made, every effort you gave, came from a place of genuine love and devotion. Yet, despite this, they failed to recognize the value of what they had. They took your loyalty for granted, assuming that your presence was permanent and your love unconditional, no matter how they treated it. It was only after you stepped away, when that constant stream of care, attention, and affection was no longer theirs to rely on, that they began to realize just how much you had given them. Now, they are facing the inevitable consequences of their actions. Life has a way of returning the energy we put out into the world, and for them, that means experiencing the sting of karma. The betrayal they inflicted upon you has come full circle, and the weight of their choices is pressing heavily on them. Their heart aches in ways they never imagined possible. Nights feel longer, days feel emptier, and everywhere they turn, there's a reminder of the void your absence has created. What they once dismissed as ordinary was, in truth, extraordinary, and now it's gone. They find themselves unable to shake the thought of you. Their mind drifts to you constantly, almost obsessively. They scroll through old photos, replay memories in their head, and even try to imagine conversations that might happen if you were still in contact. This obsession, however, is something they try desperately to conceal. On the outside, they may act unbothered or unaffected, but deep within, they know they are addicted to your energy. You carried a light, a presence, and a sense of stability that they can't replicate or replace. That energy was their safe place, and now they feel unmoored without it. This obsession has driven them to behaviors they once would have denied engaging in. They watch you from a distance, whether through social media, mutual friends, or any other means available. They stalk quietly, lurking in the background of your life, gathering pieces of your story without ever admitting how much they still care. They've made an unspoken decision: they want you back, and they want you at any cost. But what they fail to fully understand is that the version of you they once knew no longer exists. You've grown. You've transformed. You've become someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than before. Your focus is no longer on chasing people or convincing them of your worth. Instead, you've turned your attention inward, toward your own goals, your own purpose, and the vision you have for your future. This shift has not only made you more powerful but has also changed the dynamic completely. You no longer reach out to fill the silence, you allow them to sit with it. You don't rush to fix the distance, you let them feel the emptiness they created. You understand now that real love does not require you to shrink yourself, and you refuse to settle for anything less than mutual respect and appreciation. In witnessing this new version of you, your partner feels an unfamiliar discomfort. They are not used to seeing you thrive without them. They can't ignore the fact that you seem happier, more confident, and more fulfilled than before, perhaps even more than when you were together. This reality has stirred a deep insecurity within them. They once believed you needed them, that you relied on their presence to feel complete. But you have shattered that illusion. You've shown them, and the world, that you are more than capable of facing and overcoming life's battles entirely on your own. You don't need external validation or constant reassurance. You have built your own strength, your own stability, and your own sense of self-worth. This independence, while empowering for you, is both fascinating and intimidating for them. On one hand, they are drawn to it, your confidence is magnetic. On the other, it forces them to confront the uncomfortable truth: they misjudged you, underestimated you, and ultimately lost something irreplaceable. The very love they took for granted has become the standard they now seek but cannot find elsewhere. As they sit in this realization, the roles have reversed. The one who was once pursued is now the one doing the chasing, even if it's only in silence or behind the scenes. They are learning, perhaps for the first time, what it feels like to long for someone who does not immediately rush back. They are beginning to understand the weight of their own actions and the value of the love they once dismissed. And you? You remain steady. You keep yourself grounded, refusing to be pulled into their emotional chaos. You continue moving toward your goals, focused on building a future that reflects your worth and your vision. You understand now that love is not about losing yourself in someone else but about standing firm in who you are and inviting someone to walk beside you, not ahead of you or behind you. Your journey has been one of rediscovery, a process of reclaiming your time, your energy, and your sense of self. And while your partner's regret may be deep and sincere, you've learned that regret alone is not enough to rebuild what was lost. It takes action, change, and a willingness to honor the love that once was. Whether or not they rise to meet that challenge is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself, to keep walking forward, knowing you are more than enough, and to never again settle for anything less than the love and respect you deserve.